Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Khan Over coming to you with another episode of Shogun 2 Total War Multiplayer. As you can see right here, we have ourselves a lovely little gorge, river going down the middle, got ourselves a shrine and a sword dojo way the heck off in the way far distance. Where is it? There we go. It is what? Archery? Yeah, archery. You can see right now that my opponent seems, I emphasize seems, to have a very cavalry-centric army. In fact, supposedly right now, it seems like that's all he's got. Me, for my part, I have Yari Samurai recently unlocked as well. I have some bowmen, I have my samurai on one side, I have samurai on the other side, and I have a bunch of cavalry. I took some mounted Naginata. Excuse me, Naginata. Naginata is what I used to say when I was about, 5th grade. Naginata. Because they kind of had just enough cost that I could keep them. And I thought to myself, hey, might as well try them out a little bit. I don't generally use Naginata, especially on horseback, but it's kind of worthwhile in this case. First things first, I figure, okay, you know what, I will move up to this stream, and if nothing else, I have indirect fire units to take on any of his cavalry moving forward. And I have this light cavalry kind of hidden in the background, so that way I can pretty easily flank anything that comes around my flank. And you'll see him just start to move out his cavalry a little bit more. He's got a fair amount of just mounted Naginata warrior monks, and right now, ostensibly, it's all he's got in addition to his general. However, if you guys remember correctly, and kind of think about it a little bit, you'll see that for the 5,000 level army, which is basically what a small one is, a small map is, he's missing a lot of troops then. I mean, this is pretty darn expensive. These things are like, what, 700 or 800 a pop? So we're still talking about the bulk of his forces are right there. But the question really becomes where the rest of it is. Let's speed this up for a second. Meanwhile, he has made a giant mistake and let me have the advantage. I have initiative now. I am taking over a building over here. I can move forward to this building over here. The only one I have to worry about is that one down there. If I want to actually the supremacy victory, i.e. take over all 3 buildings, then I can do that pretty quickly. But he decides at this point it's time to start moving around. Not quite sure why he does this, but he sends both his bodyguard as well as another unit of cavalry way out to the flanks. And my first thought was maybe he's going to take over this last spot over here and fight there. He does not do that. Instead I figured to myself, okay, he's gifting me his general, and I'm more than happy to take that from him. He thinks I'm completely and totally wrapped up over here, so he seems to get to move over there on the far side. And if I remember correctly, one guy falls perhaps? Yes, there we go. We've successfully killed one horseman. For half a second, I send my katana samurai out, figuring that if I can get just close enough, I can... Oh, never mind, I can't do anything with that. I admit, at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, well, this guy's really just wasting time. And this move already basically has lost in the battle. Folks, I don't care how powerful you think your general is. He's not good enough to send behind the entire enemy force to take on everything else. Yes, I'm redeploying right now to kind of block off any flanking maneuvers he might pull. My katana samurai is shifting over here with the Yari samurai were. The Yari samurai moving out to my flank just on the off chance his Naginata cavalry is being that stupid. And in the meantime, my lights boil out of the forest like locusts on horseback, and slam into the side of his troops. Now, light cavalry is not fantastic, it really isn't, but when you deploy it correctly and hit them in the right flank, or really any flank for that matter, you can see the effectiveness of it. Now, I mentioned before that this battle's pretty much over already. As soon as you lose your general, your morale is hammered. It gets really, really wounded pretty badly. So the first lesson in this battle I want you to all remember right now is don't move your general forward this far. The second thing I want you guys to note is I don't care how powerful warrior monks are supposed to be and how much they're supposed to dismay the enemy and things like that. Being a warrior monk does not make you God. You see my troops kind of dispersed to chase down the final surviving individuals. And that's pretty much all that's left. One single guy. Now, in a moment, you're going to see this Naginata, jeez, I'm doing it again, come out of the trees again, and facing pretty much all of my horse. My own Naginata are coming into his flank. My troops are already over here, dispersed, all well ordered and everything like that. And in the meantime, we get to have a beautiful little shot of arrows falling in. And I'm sorry, this slow motion makes it kind of feel like it's the Lord of the Rings, charge of the Ride of the Rohirrim kind of stuff. Now, these Katana Samurai up front are going to take some losses, and that's okay. That's fine. So yeah, I know my Katana Samurai are going to take some losses. My own bowman retreat, which is pretty much the smart thing to do. I have Yari Samurai on both flanks now, and his cavalry has a very, very short lifespan. If you look in the back, the slow motion again. Yeah, there we go. You can see my own cavalry has sent his to flight, and that these warrior monk cavalry are going to get wrecked by men running around with spears, except that poor jerk who gets hammered by a horse. You'll see really quickly how my troops kind of bolt into place. Thank you, rapid advance. And my cavalry, victorious, just kind of gets itself back into place. Now, had to spend any kind of campaign battle, I imagine my opponent probably would have done something like, I don't know, resigned or fled. But seeing as this is multiplayer, he elected not to. In the last video, I talked somewhat about enveloping the enemy. And at this point, you probably could say I was trying to do that again by enveloping on the left flank. But he doesn't have a whole lot left in the first place. What, 60, 100, and 2 units now of warrior nuns, so another 150, what? 250, 260 troops. I have more men at my center than he has basically left in his army. Heck, my first 2 units, I almost have more men left than he has in his entire army. But he elects not to do so. Instead, we have this mad charge, which is well conceived from an initial standpoint, but at this point in the battle, the game's over. Like, game over, man, it's over. Just let it die. While these poor, poor, brave women charge across. Winded already. As you see the arrows slicing in, carving them to pieces. My own samurai, Yari Samurai, are taking these guys in the flank again, and ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all she wrote. Look at it from his perspective for a moment. Yeah, he's breaking one of my cavalry units, but that was initial guys under, let's say, attack. She will take the Yari Samurai somewhat in the flank. But at this point, let's look at this. All we have left, we have my entire right wing still unengaged. These guys haven't even seen combat yet. These guys have barely seen combat, except for that one guy, again, who got run into by a horse. You can see right here where my cursor is. We control something that boosts my morale. We control something that boosts my armor. How about tries to get my attack? What does he have? He has very, very little. Now, before I resume this game, I'm going to get away our lesson in real quick right now. What can we learn from this thing so far? 1. It doesn't matter how good your religious troops are. Your religious troops are not going to take out troops, another amount of troops that are twice or greater your numbers. Unless your quality is ridiculously high, like 5, 6 veterancy kind of troops, it's not going to do jack. Point the second. Your general is not invincible. I already said that before, I'll say it again. Your general is not invincible. Do not send them on a wide flanking mission around the enemy. Your general is there to tip the scales at a crucial point. Don't throw them in needlessly. And point the third. As good as some specialty troops are, again, warrior nuns, like I said to you guys in the last video, are really good against infantry. Against enemy infantry, and generally against horse, at least as far as they're in forests. They lose a lot of momentum after that initial charge. They'll start getting carved up if they get hit in the flank at all. Make sure you're carrying yourself a balanced army. I know in my first video I was able to pull out a victory with that, without any kind of archers, but that was more kind of like lucky than good. I was able to get a nice envelopment and shifting my troops around some. So, as we're gonna put this back into play, see the brave, if doomed, struggle between the warrior nuns and my valiant Yari samurai. Oh look, and then all my katana samurai to the side. Like that poor woman who's just on the front and wrecked. Game's over, man.
My lord, a glorious victory will soon be yours.
And as you can see right now, they're getting run down. I mean, yeah, it really is honestly over. So that's it, guys. That'll be it for this video. Next time, we'll see how we do, but in the meantime, this is Con Ulrich signing off, and take it easy, everybody.